Are you ready for the annual holiday parties, everything around that you want to eat? Well, it's always good to have a great time with your taste buds, but it's always important to have it in moderation, as we know. And Dr. Jeffrey Pruski is here to share what food and drinks to slow down on and pick up at the soiree, because this is always important. Everything around you want to eat and just chomp on, but that may not be such a good idea for your waistline, right?
That's true, that's true. Merry Christmas, thank you for having us on.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you too.
We appreciate the opportunity.
For sure. Now let's talk about things on the naughty list, things that everybody seems to gravitate to a lot. So tell us more about this and what we should and shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, it seems like the list is longer.
It gets longer
Christmas
every year.
and the naughty list is longer, the good list is a little less. Well, it's kind of like going back with our grandparents, is eating out of the garden, eating lean meats and eating fresh and clean is really still the best way. So these things over here are more of the processed things with, carbohydrates that are going to turn into sugar that can cause inflammation in our body.
But those are the things we like
the
pecan pie and the apple pie and all of that.
But we can do other substitutes for the sweeteners. We can throw in xylitol or stevia or even honey. True. We can do those things. We can, if we're going to indulge in cocktails, maybe make it a lighter alcohol, like a gin or a vodka.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Rather than a bourbon or something heavier. Generally, the rule is the darker the liquor, the more toxins that are in it, which creates more inflammation, and that's what we're trying to stay away from.
And a lot of times, inflammation is the biggest thing I've always heard that causes all the other problems within your life, with your health, right?
Absolutely. At 3R, that's what we do a lot, is we work with chronic pain that's brought about by chronic inflammation, which is all these Christmas goodies and the goodies. It's just not just Christmas time, it's all year round. That's that we really want to be good about that. So just making smart choices is what it's about today.
So I love that you also brought out a little bit about the spinal health here. Tell me a little bit more about why did you decide to pull this out?
Well, so it goes back to when eating poorly and starting from a young age and as we mature, when younger age, we may gain a little bit of weight, but later on it starts to have an effect on our other organs of the body. And we are really concerned with the musculoskeletal system. So when we have joint degeneration, that's usually a cause of trauma. It could be a physical trauma, but can also be a trauma from chronic inflammation due to the foods that we eat. Okay. And that's what we're trying to cover a little bit on the basis of the refined sugars, the things that have, like even tomatoes that has solanine in there, and that can actually have a deleterious effect if taken in large quantities.
Gotcha. All right. So how can we try to alleviate this problem or stop it from happening based on the foods that we eat? And we turned over to here to our nice list. Yeah. So tell me more about this, because I actually like everything pretty much here.
Well, one of the big things is how do we get away from the potatoes and things at Christmas time? But cauliflower, taken in cauliflower, you can put that in a food processor and you can have something you can almost not even tell that it's not.
I've had that before. Absolutely. And I was like, I love these potatoes. I said, no, it's cauliflower.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
What?
Or you can take, for like stuffing, you can do quinoa or some other couscous or some other grains that are whole grains, which have a lower gluten content that has a less deleterious effects on our stomachs. So we can do that as well. Throwing in, berries and fresh fruits and vegetables, ginger is a really big one. It helps the tummy if we eat a little too much, but it's also great antioxidant, which helps reduce the inflammation. So these foods cause inflammation. These foods are good for you, period, but they can also negate some of the effects of these foods.
Well, I'm going to throw you a zinger here. You said ginger over here. Does gingerbread man work? I'm just throwing it out there because somebody's
I bet we could find one. I bet we could run down the Whole Foods. I bet we could find one.
Just don't eat the whole thing. Maybe the arm or the leg.
Just the leg or the arm. Right.
Well, any last minute tips? Of course, I know water is so essential to hydrating the body, because that's a large percentage of our body is this. Substituting between drinking the alcohol, going to water, drinking alcohol, going to water,
if you're going to partake in alcohol, you really need one drink of, and it doesn't have to be a lot of the proof stuff. Can be mixed with some other fresh fruits and things, juices with lower sugar content, but a water drink in between, drink of water in between. And that's going to help hydrate the body, which is then going to help with the inflammation as well, because it flushes the kidneys and it allows the body to do what it needs to do.
A website where we can find more information from you?
3rregenerativemedicine.com.
Okay, so check it out, get more information, ask him any questions that you want, and also moderation. First and foremost, moderation this entire season, right? And all year long. And once again, I got to bring it up again.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, absolutely so. Right. Moderation all year round. Maybe we can splurge a little bit for a couple days.
Okay, just a couple, not all year, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you again for having us.
We've got a lot more on Morning Dose when we come back, so stick around. I really wanted gingerbread, but I'll have to